business owners, we are leaders. A lot of the time as business owners, we say, well, I'm not a leader yet. I'm just running my own business. It's like, well, that is the thing. The first person that you're leading is yourself. So leadership is something that a lot of people in business just think like, oh, I'll only look after that once I have lots of team members. Once I have 5, 10 team members, then I'll look into leadership. But right now, I can't do that. And it's like, well, we need to really look into it right now. We need to look into leadership because we are a leader as we speak. We are a leader of ourselves. We are leaders in our family. We are leaders in our day-to-day. Hi, Gail. Good to see you. So tell me, when you think about leadership, what do you think? When you think about leadership, what comes to mind? A lot of us, when you think about leadership, we think about something far away from us, right? We think about a thought leader like Tony Robbins or Brené Brown, and we go like, I'm not like that. It was like, well, you are in a different scale. So we want to bring it back to where you are at right now. We want to bring it back to what's happening in your life. We're going to bring it back to what is your reality and where are you showing up as a leader. And those places where you are showing up as a leader, how does that work, right? So what is a leader? Leader is someone that goes first without knowing the how. Right? Someone that goes first without knowing the how is an actual leader. It's someone that is a guide, is a coach, is someone that's going to show people the way, right? I have been a leader in my field. I've been teaching people how to use Facebook and Meetup to grow their business. I've been doing that. Hello, Lucia. Good to see you. So, Lucia, the question that I asked to everybody is, what is a leader to you and who is a leader to you? So answer this question for me. That would be amazing. Hi, Leah. Good to see you. Lex, good to see you. All right. Being a mother, yes, 100%. Gail, being a mother, showing by example, Sandy says. Beautiful, beautiful. So someone that is a guide or a coach, right? Someone that is motherly, someone is like, you are the master at consistency. Yeah, that is for sure. That is what I teach. And this is part of what we're going to talk about today. So a leader is someone who lead by example, right? So I teach my clients that they have to be consistent. If I wasn't consistent, I would be not very good, right? I would be like not a very good leader. So as a leader, I need to lead by example. I need to show that it's possible. I need to show that this happens. Hi, Rodrigo. Good to see you. Provide meaningful feedback and support. That's what a leader does. It's not someone that hide behind confrontational talks, right? Not someone that doesn't talk about stuff and just hide. Consistently giving and adding value, right? By what? Asking questions and listening. A lot of people think that leaders are people that just like talk a lot. And it's like, no, a leader is actually someone that asks a lot of questions and get people find their own answers without telling people what to do. So the question that I have for all of you is, are you showing up as a leader in your life, in your business, in your friendships? Are you showing up as a leader? I remember as I was a child, there was games and exercises, and they will let you do these games with the body, and then they will tell you, all right, choose who start first. And I would just tell you start first, or I start first. And I would just make a decision because I can't just stand sitting around and waiting. I'm like, come on, let's go. They told us to choose. I choose. You do it. Or I choose. I do it. It wasn't like, it didn't matter if it was me or them. And I remember one time one person was like, wow, you're bossy. And I was like, well, they asked us to choose someone and I am choosing. So what happened is that with the years, I realized that as a leader, instead of just telling people that I will start or they will start, I would just ask the question, would you like to start? Right? So that is a better way to go than say you start or I start. So it was like an example that with leadership, with skills, with knowledge, with experience, I was able to put it together and go, oh yeah, that would be a better way to do it than just like tell people what to do. But it's been a big thing of mine in my life that people used to tell me a lot that I'm bossy, and I used to be terrified of being bossy. So I went to the opposite. For avoiding being opposite, of being called bossy, I became a pleaser. And pleasers are liars. I know if you're a pleaser, you're not going to like this. I get it, because I used to be a pleaser. And I think in some sort of ways I'm still working on it. Pleasers are liars. What it means is that we want to avoid confrontational talk so much that we just push away, and we just become a pleaser, right? But leaders don't do that. Leaders actually will be okay with a tough conversation, will be okay of bringing things up, will be okay into chatting, not pleasing, right? So as a leader, I remember when I first started the business, I just wanted to be liked by everybody. I didn't want to be bad. I didn't want people to talk behind my back. I didn't want people to not like me. And all I knew is that leaders were people not liked. Like, you know, if you're talking about teachers, if we think about professors and university, they were all like, people will laugh behind the back. People will talk about them. So I didn't want to be that. I'm a leader of women to support them to love their amazing bodies and to dress confidently. Yes. But you now have built $1 million business in a few years because you are bossy. Well, Leah, I don't know. I don't know if I will call that bossy or I will call that leadership, right? So what is the difference for you guys between being bossy and being a leader? That is a really good question, because needed to hear this today. Thank you. Jess, you are so welcome. Something is happening to my phone. Here we go. Hopefully we can get those people back. So a great question is like, what's a bossy person and what's a leader? And how can you be, as a bossy person, it's great to be bossy because it means that you have the leadership skills within you. Then you need to change the bossiness into leadership, right? So you need to ask the question rather than tell people what to do. Bossy is leadership because you have to keep showing up and speaking up. Yeah, but Leah, I would just find that fine line, right? Because being bossy, this got that bad denomination about it. So people that say that you're being bossy is not actually quite a positive thing, but if people say you're a leader, then it's positive. So we need to be careful with words as well, right? Because as leaders, we need to know that when we're using some different type of words will affect people in a different way. So this is not manipulation. This is about understanding how a word will land in someone else's brain and work around it and go like, well, if I use that word, I'm going to make them feel that way. So I'm going to use this kind of word to be able to get the same outcome, which is tell them that they are a leader, right? Very important. You're an amazing leader, empowering people to step up. Thank you, Lucia. I appreciate it. So the question that I've got for you, are you showing up as a leader? Are you showing up as a leader? Are you doing everything you can to show up as a leader in your personal life, in your business, in everything that you do? And if you are, how? So take that time to really go through and go, how am I showing up as a leader every day? Not like in the bigger scale, but every day in little gestures. Taking charge can be translated as bossy. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Jessica. But the thing is, a lot of us, because we don't want to be bossy, then we stop being a leader. We go into what I did, which is pleasing rather than being bossy, instead understanding that I could change the bossiness into leadership, which actually brought way more power and way more success into myself and the business, right? So I changed the things that have been bossy because I don't want to tell people what to do. I want to inspire them to do something, right? Being someone that is bossy, someone to tell people what to do. I don't want to do that. I want to be demanding and I want to, inspire people to go and do what they want to do without forcing them to do it. Being bossy is when you're forcing someone to do something. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Right. But the thing is, this is where I actually was talking about it this morning in one of my posts about last night, maybe, about being masculine and being feminine, right? So a leader, especially a female leader, I feel that a lot of the time we go into this masculine mask to be able to start to, boss people around so that we show how good we are, instead of understanding that with our feminine energy, we can get way more done, right? We can get way more. So yes, bossy telling puts people off, doesn't it? Yeah, totally right. So we need to use that feminine energy to be able to get people to want to do things that we believe is the best for them, right? So this is what leadership is that you gently let people see what's possible in their lives, what's possible in the sphere. So are you showing up as a leader? Are you looking into your future self, and really showing people what you can be, what can they be, right? Are you showing people that they have a future that they haven't even imagined? Are you mastering the influence? Are you the leaders influence themselves first? So are you influencing yourself every single day? What are you doing to show up as a leader? So let me tell you an example. This weekend I wasn't 100% well, so I decided to take it easy and then just not go out. So I literally spent the day at home. And so I was like, okay, well, I can choose to just sit here and watch TV all day, or as a leader, or the person that I want to show up in the world, I can choose to do other things. So I spend some time in playing piano. I'm learning piano, by the way. I spend some time watching a documentary. I spend some time with a friend chatting about life and leadership and all of that. So it's like, what do you choose every single day that's going to get you to become a better leader rather than a lazy one, right? Nurture leadership of others. Yeah. Take ownership of the outcome. So as leaders, we do suggest, we do influence, we do help people to get to the next level. And we want to take ownership of the outcome that we are getting in our own life first and foremost. So a lot of people as leaders, they then end up blaming other people, blaming other circumstances for where they're at. When as leader, we need to go, well, if I'm here or if my team got to that outcome, I am the leader. I need to look what I did as a leader to get that outcome. So it's sort of self-awareness and self-exploration rather than blaming other people. And leaders do that. Bossy people will blame everybody else, right? And they will tell that everybody is wrong and everybody did something wrong, rather than say, well, maybe as a leader, I could have or should have done something different. So why people need a leader? Everybody needs a leader, but we're all born to lead and to be led. We love being led by people. We love having a mother, a father that look after us, but at the same time we also love, if you look at kids, right? I love kids, and I always watch my friends' kids doing things, and I realized that a friend of mine, she has a dog, and her kid, a second that she's by herself with the dog, she will pull the tail, she will do and boss them around, come here now, and like being really bossy with the dog, because they've been led into their life, and now they need to do that to others. They need to do that to a dog, to something that is smaller than them. They do that with their little friends, right? We lead, we want to be led. This is part of the human reality. So as leaders, as parents, we need to also make sure that we do lead our kids in a way that we want them to lead others, right? So we need to watch our language, watch what we do. We all need someone to model. And by the way, I'm not a mom in any means, so I don't want to take any advice in parenting. But what I'm saying is that I love observing and I'm watching what other people do. We all need someone to model. So people are looking for that next person to look up to for the things that happen in their life. We all need direction, and we need communities. So communities always need leaders, right? Every community needs a leader. Every community has a leader. So if we think about where your business is going, where you want to be as a leader, you need to step up to be able to understand, hey, these people need me. People will look up to me. People will need that direction, right? So how do we do that? Well, we need to make sure that we take action. We don't just sit back and let life pass by. We choose and decide every single action on how does that look like? What's going to happen? What is the consequences of that action? Leaders are people that look at consequences. They live in the future going, if I do this today, that is going to happen tomorrow. So when Leah said today, Francesca, you're the master of consistency. Yes, 100%. And I know the consequences of it. If I go live every single Monday, 11 o'clock, as a clock, right? I know the consequences that would have. I know the positive consequences, the ripple effect that would have in my business. If I start to be floppy and go one week and the other week I won't show up, and then this and then that, then the consequence will be that my business will slow down. So I understand that I need to do it for my future self. Everything that I do, all the action that I take today as a leader, I know what ripple effect is going to make in the future. Therefore, I choose to do it or not to do it. Right? But what a lot of people do in business is that they don't take that ownership. they just think like, oh, my business is not successful like yours, but they don't take the ownership going, well, I didn't take the steps that you're taking. I haven't been consistent as you are. I haven't, been a leader. I haven't used the courage. I haven't been resilient. I haven't been determined. I haven't been focused, right? So there is things that you do or you don't do, and that is showing it in your outcome that you have right now in your life. Do you think bossiness is a control thing? I found bossy people need to have control because they lack in other areas. Jessica, being bossy, it comes from insecurities. Absolutely, right? So insecure people are the people that need to control. So because I'm insecure, I don't want you to go somewhere else. So then I'm going to start to control you. And that's when manipulation came about. That's what people think that being a leader is manipulative. And I believe that is not, right? My belief around this is that as a leader, you want to manipulate people to help them be the best of themselves, right? But as a boss, when you're bossy, you want to manipulate people to do things that are for your outcome, not for their best, right? And that's what I believe, that bossy people will boss people around so that they get the benefit. Rather, a leader will lead people to do the best that they can be so that everybody wins. And that's what I believe leadership is. And that's why I believe that, we need to have that courage of stepping in first, and also be okay to make mistakes. Because as leader, I've made plenty of mistakes. I have went doing something thinking it was the best for people and then realized it actually wasn't, right? There was a lot of things that were happening in my life when I was started to embrace leadership that I realized it was wrong. So I'm not saying that I'm perfect as a leader. By all means, I made a lot of mistakes, but as I made mistakes, I was able to see, right, I did that because I thought that this was the consequence, but actually this is actually what happened, right? So I use the courage, I use resilience, determination. I'm not sure if you guys can hear this noise. I'm not sure what's happening in the other room, but hopefully you guys can't hear it. So resilience, determination, communication, these are things that people don't really embrace in the day-to-day life. I put myself out there. I hang out with people that are super successful in business and trying to understand what they're doing, what they're not doing. So determination is one of the things that has been the biggest skills that I had to really embrace being a leader. So determination was the scariest one because I couldn't give up, right? And as a leader, I had to go, okay, I'm not giving up. I am going myself out there, but the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of falling apart was huge, but I had to work on the determination. I had to work on making my life, way more determined so that I could get the results that I wanted. So communication was another big one. So learn how to communicate effectively in a way that I could actually help. So I'm actually going to a leadership course this week with Dale Carnegie. I've done a lot of work with Dale Carnegie. I put all my team through Dale Carnegie training. I work very closely with William Farmer, and I love his work here in Brisbane. So if you are in Australia, you need to check out Dale Carnegie and go and do the courses. They are incredible on leadership, right? Even if you have done a lot of mindset stuff, they teach you leadership in such a different way that has really shifted me as a leader. So it teaches you how to communicate effectively without without that bossiness, right? Successful people don't do it just as helpful, isn't it? Yeah. What successful people don't do is just as helpful. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Your commitment to your professional growth is inspiring. Thank you. Absolutely. But the thing is, because this is the other thing, right? As leader, I have a duty. I need to keep growing. I need to keep serving. I need to keep showing up. Jess, come with me this week. It's starting on Thursday. I'll send you a message. If my team can remind me that later, that would be fantastic. So it's incredible because I have a duty as a leader of stepping up, of going always to the next level, of going, what is going to happen next? My team is growing. They need a better, bigger leader. They need a leader that can take this growth. And they need a leader that knows what to do next. They need a leader that is confident. They need a leader that knows how to communicate. They need a leader that knows how to scale, right? So I need to go like, all right, where am I going to get the coaching from, right? I don't think that I know it all. I will never believe that. And I always will keep growing, keep learning and investing in myself and in the business to be able to become a better version of myself. If I am, as a leader, stop growing, then my community will stop growing. My team will stop growing, my people, my peers, and that means that it will be the death of all of it around me. So I need to step up. I've got a duty to step up. That's why I say to my clients, just keep investing in your brain. Your business is a 3D printout of your thoughts. If you don't look of stepping up all the time, you're not going to be able to serve people in their growth, right? So as I grow my business, I need to grow as a person. I need to grow as a leader. I need to grow as a communicator. I need to become more compassionate, have more empathy for my team, for my clients, for my peers, for my followers, right? I need to bring that level of compassion and love into my business, and only leaders can do that. If you're bossy, there's no love, there's no compassion, right? Bossy people don't have compassion. They just go like, boom, here we are, do this, I don't care how you feel, let's go, right? This is not what we want to do. And mind you, I have done that. I have done that in the past to a lot of team members, and that's how I lost them. So it was like, oops, maybe that's not the best way to do it. But in saying that, the compassion that I found into that story is that I was doing that to myself first. So how many of us are bossy to ourselves, right? You don't feel like doing something, you're feeling exhausted, and you just push through and you make yourself do it. That is different from leadership, right? I want to find a way that I schedule my calendar in a way that I've got that time that I can work hard and I've got the time to play hard. I don't bossy myself around anymore. I used to, and it didn't really end up very well. So very important that you find that distinguish between being bossy and being leader. This is actually a really good talk that I can do another whole business show on this difference between bossing and leadership. Maybe if you guys are interested, I can definitely do that. Bossing how to myself. Yeah, 100%, right? So what if you can bring all of these skills that I was just talking about, the taking action and having courage and resilience, determination, communication to ourselves, compassion and empathy and love to ourselves first. We cannot be the best leaders to others if we don't do that to ourselves. So be kind to other people. You can't do that if you're not kind to yourself. We do have the impression that we are actually are. And this is something that is very important. I am... If you do one of those discs, I am a D, which means like I'm a go-getter. I go and get shit done, and I don't really care about people. Mind me, I'm not saying that I don't care about people, but this is what the profile says. Like, I care about getting shit done. People come after, right? But then as the business grew, as my everything grew, I was like, I can't keep going that because that's ruining my relationship with people. That's ruining it's not working. So to be able to open up, to start to be more compassionate and empathetic with people, I started to force myself, not in a bossy way, but in inspire myself to talk to strangers. So as I'm at the counter and I'm paying for something, I will start to ask them a question about them, right? And I start to see that everybody is got a life, everybody is a person, everybody's got a family, everybody's got issues, everybody's got, hard days, beautiful days, and difficult days. And I thought, what if every time I pay something in anywhere, I just make them, I make them smile. What if I can just do that? That's what leaders do, right? Leaders show people what's possible. Leaders makes people days. So I'm like, what if I can do that? That has taught me compassion. That has showed me that even if someone is driving me insane because they're slow, I'm packing my shopping, they are a person. There is a person behind that. So instead of being bossy and upset, what if I can just be a leader and just like be kind and have a conversation in the meantime? What if there is something here for me to learn? So as I started to do that, I totally became a better leader, a better person, a better boss, a better a friend, a better everything, right? So it was very, very, very powerful. And I would love you guys to take that as a challenge. What if you can just every day make someone's day, one person? What if you can just go out there and be kind to one person? This is something that I used to do as a running events. A lot of the time you're stressed and you're just like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what if I can just be do stuff, but still be kindness, still be kind and gentle and feminine when I give people direction? What if I can do that? And I wondered if I can do that. And as I put myself the challenge, I started to find people and women around me that are very, very determined and they do stuff, but they do it from a feminine point, from a gentle. And when nobody's watching, they're still super lovely to people, not just when people are watching. So I'm like, ooh, what if I can do that? What if I can become that person that is just lovely to everybody? I love talking to strangers, always do. I learn so much from them. Yeah. So the thing is, what is fascinating is that I was doing, and I've started to do that, but then I realized that when I was on the event day and I was stressed, I would just like, to people. And so I was like, oh, I need to just find a way to be kind and gentle also when I'm under stress. And that was the challenge itself, right? So remember, the leaders are not superiors or inferiors of anybody. I am a leader in something, but at the same time, I now have a relationship coach that's helping me in other area of my life. So I'm not the leader in every area of my life, and I'm okay with that. I love not to be the leader in everything. I want people to lead me. I want people to take me places, right? We're all equal and we can all make mistakes. Be confident and be proactive and be kind to one another. So what's the next step? Decide today to stop living like life and just go like, this is my life, it's happening. Yeah, well, there we go, Jess. So if you don't like yourself under stress, imagine how you're behaving with yourself. Imagine how you're behaving with others. So the challenge for you will be like, how can you be kinder to yourself so that you can be kinder to other people when you're under stress? This is the challenge for you. This is beautiful awareness, right? So show up and step up and really concentrate on the ripple effect that this will make. When you are not stressed, when you're stressed and you're under stress, you're not a leader, you're not showing up as a leader. What is the ripple effect or the negative consequences that this will have? And are you happy with that? Because as leaders, we always look at the future, right? The ripple effect, the consequences. So if you're not happy with what's happening there, you need to change it now. I know you are. That's fantastic. It's beautiful awareness. I have to, and I always will be, and I always will improve. It's a journey, right? We never get there. That's the thing. We're never going to get there. It's just enjoying the journey, which is beautiful. Well, my beautiful people, I hope you enjoyed today. If you haven't checked out my podcast, go and check it out and give me a feedback. Give me some review, please. It's called Business Behind the Scene. I have been really consistent recording every single week since January, so I would love you guys to check it out. It's called Business Behind the Scene. You'll find it on Spotify, you'll find it on Apple, you'll find it everywhere. And just please give me a review if you are enjoying it. And remember, we have a half-day workshop this week where I spend 4 hours teaching people how to go from invisible to invincible. So register. My team is going to put a link in here for you. If you're interested, just say yes, and my team will send you a private message with a link. So there's a couple of spots left for this Wednesday. And so if you're interested or knowing how to go from invisible to invincible, then definitely come along, come on board, and we'll see you spending 4 hours together online to be able to show you how you can too become a leader in your field. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a great week. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye.